Collaborate is a social enterprise, and essentially it's a matching platform that connects volunteers and their skills to community organisations or projects where they can best use those skills. So it's a movement around the idea that everybody has a skill that can make a difference, and that Collaborate is the sort of app that fuels that movement and connects people to do that. We've launched about 6 months ago officially, which has just been a whirlwind. So about 6 months on, we've got about 170 charities and community groups using us and about 600 active volunteers, which is super exciting. But the actual creation process took about 2 years overall. It was a huge co-design collaboration between about 400 different volunteers and community groups. The entire thing has been built by volunteers themselves, even the technology. For me personally, I was working for a refugee charity in the middle of the refugee crisis that just couldn't get enough volunteers, which seemed slightly crazy because everybody you met wanted to help in some way, was saying, okay, I want help, I've got some skills, I've got some time, but I just can't find a way to connect. Most of the young professionals or young people that we talked to couldn't find a way to actually use their skills. And about 90% of those that we spoke to said, I'd like to volunteer, but I currently don't. The volunteering centres are great, but they don't have the kind of thing I'm looking for, or it's a bit intimidating for me to go in there. So we just seemed to need an easier way to connect people. There were plenty of platform technologies taking off in every other sector, accommodation, dating, business, whatever, except the charity space. So we just thought if we could just take that technology and adapt it to our space, it would solve a lot of problems really simply. Probably the first challenge came across that we were all really passionate, we had this idea, but none of us knew how to code. But one of the awesome things that we've learned through this process, and it's a lot of what Collaborate is about, that for just about any social good that you want to achieve, there's people with skills who want to connect in and help. It's just about making that connection or finding those people. We kind of use the Collaborate platform, the Collaborate community, to crowdsource all of the knowledge and the ideas and the experience to make that happen. The other key thing with technology is that in the space we were working with charities, it's quite a traditional sector. So bringing in new technology can be a bit scary. A few people have tried in the past and things just fall over because it doesn't have the understanding of the people who are going to be using it. So we decided that that was why we wanted to do this big co-design process and just make it really open and say anyone who wants to be a part of this, come on in with us, brainstorm, and just get out there working with people to build it together, because that's how you get technology that really works. We basically say if you can use Facebook, you can use Collaborate, and that's as simple as we want it to be. We're a non-profit, but we are a social enterprise at the same time. So to be a social enterprise doesn't mean that you have to be exclusively business. You can be a non-profit social enterprise. All that it really means is that you have to have social good as your kind of dual or primary purpose, but have a business kind of revenue generating model alongside that. So you have the whole spectrum from businesses who do social good alongside, making a large profit, right the way down to non-profits, but who are generating their own revenue through some kind of business. We'd seen the charities that we came from were struggling, funding was being crunched, which was why volunteering was so important, and we knew that to actually be sustainable and to grow and to operate in that really efficient, creative, innovative way with the speed we needed to, particularly in the tech world, it needed to have its own revenue coming in. For us, social enterprise is really important because we think it's just the way, A, that the charity sector is going, and B, that the business world is going. I think eventually you're not going to get this distinction between social enterprises and normal business. The millennial kind of mindset is changing about what we expect from a business. So we wanted to tap into that, create a platform for people to connect, and actually through Collaborate, we're helping social enterprises as well as non-profits connect into those skills and start change projects of their own. I think it's really important to have social enterprises sort of right across the country, and people realizing that social enterprise is something that they can be a part of. It is an opportunity for anyone to take an idea and turn that into a functioning, thriving sort of lifestyle. Often what we're seeing in the social enterprise community is there's a lot of people who've just said, if that opportunity doesn't exist, the opportunity to make a living and do what I'm most passionate about and create that change in the world, then I'm just going to create it. And social enterprise gives you both sides that you need to do that. The revenue stream to survive alongside the ability to actually make that change in the world. In some ways, there's really unique opportunities in different parts of the country that you couldn't do in some of these big cities. These really connected communities are just fantastic to work in. And the community sector is just jumping in behind, and people are saying, this person could get involved, this person could use volunteers, and yeah, it's great fun. Everybody has a skill that can make a difference. Community is at the heart of everything, and doing good should be simple and fun. use everybody's unique skills and value those. Don't force people to do things that they aren't good at. Just look out there and see who's out there, who's passionate about that thing, and bring them into your team. If you're building or designing something new, talk to the people who are going to use it, because bringing them in on that process gets them really excited on that journey with you. And by the time you launch a business, you've got your crowd, you've got the people using and buying that thing. You've built something direct to their needs, and it's just going to make their lives better. Say yes to collaboration. Say yes to social enterprise. Say yes.